Hey guys, welcome to Barbados. Follow along with us as we take you on a driving tour around the island.
Turn.
Double bang.
Got a nice Cutter's double fish sandwich from Cuz's Fish Stand, and now we're at Pebbles Beach enjoying the sunset. Pebbles Beach is a large beach. It's very popular with tourists and it's great for swimming. On the morning of our second day, we loaded up our car from our Airbnb. We chose to stay in the neighborhood of Oistins because it is very centrally located and you can easily get around the island from here. Today, we're going to check out the southwest part of the island and check out some of the beaches. So driving is a great way to get around the island. Specifically, we highly recommend renting a car while you're here. Just remember to stay on the left-hand side of the road. As long as you do that, you should be fine. You don't need an international driver's license or permit. As long as you bring your license from home, that should be sufficient. Also, there's no Uber here, so don't expect to see that when you come. There are cabs, but that can take quite a long time to wait for one every time you need to go somewhere and can get pretty expensive. Right after we got breakfast on this morning, we pulled up to this random little road and parked our car. We found the most incredible beach. Just take a look. This is Worthing Beach. It has the most beautiful blue water, amazing for swimming, tons of palm trees, so there's lots of shade. We were there on a windy day, so it seemed to be a little bit rougher waters, but nothing too crazy for swimming. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, guys, so you don't miss our upcoming video, where we will highlight more of the stops in detail. This video is more about driving around Barbados, so stay tuned for more to come. Now we're passing the St. Lawrence Gap, which is in Oistins nearby our Airbnb. This is a famous nightlife and restaurant area. Much more to come about this in our next video. The next beach we stopped at is Dover Beach. This was about a 3 minutes drive from our Airbnb in Oistins, so very accessible. As you can see, there's plenty of free parking right next to the beach and a long boardwalk. Dover Beach is a really long beach, great for swimming and snorkeling. You can rent chairs and umbrellas. It also didn't feel overly crowded, which we liked. Roundabouts are quite common in many Caribbean countries, including Barbados, and usually take the place of traffic lights and allows traffic to flow more easily. Be sure to merge with caution and take turns. We found that drivers here were very courteous. If you want to try some fast casual food when you're here, you should try chafette, which you will see pretty much everywhere in Barbados. It's very popular with Bajan locals and tourists. They're known for roti wraps, chicken, and pizza. Now we're arriving in Bridgetown, which is the capital city of Barbados. It is located in the parish of St. Michael. So Bridgetown is historically a port city, which was established by the British back in 1628. Today, it serves as a financial center for Barbados, and also is the major cruise ship port. A really popular place to visit in Bridgetown is Swan Street. This is a famous pedestrian street market right in the heart of Bridgetown, filled with local food and different craft vendors. Roti in Bridgetown.
Shanti's running. Shanti's, baby. Lash this thing now. Pepper sauce.
Lamb and roti.
Trying to lamb and roti.
Lamb and roti and some pepper sauce.
Pepper sauce. Picking carrot. Got some Banks beer. With the view. That's Swan Street right there.
Big shout out to chefs Monique and Kizzy. Your food was amazing. We're definitely going to send all of our friends there and come visit you guys when we come back to Barbados in the future. We had a great lunch. Now we're heading to Grantley Adams International Airport. Our trip is not over just yet. We're just heading to the airport quickly to pick up one of our friends who was joining us a day later on the trip. Isn't she a lucky girl? As I said before, driving in Barbados is relatively easy and simple as long as you stay on the left-hand side of the road. We have been to a few islands around the Caribbean now, and by far I think Barbados seems to be one of the easiest places to drive as it's quite flat. Unlike St. Lucia and St. Thomas, which are both beautiful in their own regard, but they're quite hilly and windy, Barbados is not like that at all. Now we're pulling up to Grantley Adams International Airport. Yes, there's another roundabout, so come prepared for that. Where we were staying in Oistins was actually really great because it was about, I would say, a 15-minute drive to the airport, so it's very close and easily accessible by car. Now that we picked up our friend, we're back in the car and heading to Carlisle Bay, which is another beach in the southwest of Barbados. Now we're pulling up to Carlisle Bay, which is in the southwest part of the island. Carlisle Bay is actually home to Pebbles Beach, which is where we were yesterday. As you can see, there's plenty of parking, even later in the day, and it's free, which is nice. Pebbles Beach in Carlisle Bay is home to a long stretch of perfect white sand and blue crystal clear water. It's great for swimming and chilling all day. It's very popular with tourists and locals.
Got a cold carib.
Cheers. We ended our second day in Barbados on the beach in Carlisle Bay with this beautiful sunset. Today is our third day traveling around the island. We loaded up the car early in the morning to check out the northwest part of the island now. Again, this is why it's so convenient to rent a car when you're visiting Barbados. If you had to wait for a cab to come pick you up and go to where you wanted to go, you'd be wasting a lot of your vacation waiting for that car to come. So we highly recommend renting the car. So a lot of the roundabouts here are named after famous Bajans. Sir Garfield Sobers was a famous Bajan cricketer and bowler who played for the West Indies, and he was actually knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1975 for his services to cricket. This roundabout is named after a famous slave revolt on April 14, 1816 in Barbados. It was led by African-born slave Bussa. This actually preceded the abolition of slavery and emancipation of slaves in Barbados, which at the time was a colony of the British Empire. This is Errol Barrow Highway. It is named after the first Prime Minister of Barbados. He was a Prime Minister from 1986 to 1987 and was referred to as the father of independence in Barbados. This is Sir Everton Weekes Roundabout, named after another famous Bajan cricketer. He was known as one of the hardest hitters in the world of cricket. So even though we stopped for coconut water, we were still able to catch up to the Banks beer truck. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Banks on a beach in Barbados. Definitely worth a try when you're in town.
Zulu?
You're talking about Plan B, all strain.
Yeah.
Take a call now. I can do a giveaway right now. Like right now. Yeah. The boss lady, you hear she complaining?
Just she give me the okay. 436-1011, and I have to give you the you know if you watch it, the phone is the invoice and blah blah blah.
That will 3 or 4 invoices.
Just to let you know. Just to let you know, sir.
That easy, bro.
You heard what she said, right? Show time is 12 sharp. You're not playing any games. Let's go to the phone line. This is historic. It's never been done in Barbados on this scale. And I don't know how you're gonna buy this next year, but I just want to see what this year comes out first. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast is still being added. And of course, there's a promo tonight where you can win some tickets. If you can't get to the box office today, there's a promo tonight. Promo's heading up to
Bridgetown Fabulous Bar.
It's a fabulous thing.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be there. You get ticket giveaways. You have drink specials. You get to meet up with the CMF DJs as well. There's so much vibes at these promotions. You know what I mean? We touching up every corner and crevice right here in Barbados. You know what I mean?
Imagine what actual events will be.
People that they all know though. Yeah. I just passed it. Don't forget to live in St. Philip. So you know what I mean? Upon my way arriving here across parameters of the 60 degrees Celsius. I don't like it.
They're sleeping through all of that. You're sleeping through all of it.
Barbados
No.
National Heroes Day. The 40 Hill National Park comes alive. Caribbean music from Trinidad, lyrical and Naya Blackwood.
Go through there and
I know.
night time.
I know. Go ahead. There's no lights here.
Tickets now $120. This one gonna be real all and sticky. He flashed Summer Protect. April birthday. School Giving Day. Saturday, April 20th from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay, so we finally made it to our first beach on the third day. The first beach we're going to is Heywood's beach. It was about a 30-minute drive from the Airbnb in Oistins, which is not too bad. There was plenty of free parking right next to the beach. When you walk down this little ramp in just a moment, you'll see this beautiful white sand beach with beautiful, calm blue waters. A short drive from Heywood's beach is the restaurant The Caboose, which is a great place to stop at to eat right next to the water. We recommend getting the fresh Cutter's sandwich with everything on it. Basically, Cutter's is a fish sandwich with bread and different sauces. You can also add local cheese. They also have an amazing rum punch, which was very good and very refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cutters, baby, cutters.
If you have time and you're on the northwest part of the island, check out Speightstown while you're here. A little bit of history for you. It is the second largest city in Barbados, located 12 miles north of the capital of Bridgetown, in the parish of St. Peter's. It's actually known as Little Bristol because it functioned as a major city in the 1600s to ship sugarcane to Bristol in London. From Speightstown, we drove a little further south to Mullin's Beach. Parking here seemed a little trickier, but the beach itself has a public access point, which we're walking on now. Mullin's Beach is definitely another beach worth visiting. You can rent umbrellas and chairs, and there are plenty of food and drink options around. If you're going to swim though, I definitely recommend you wear Tevas or water shoes, as there was a lot of coral directly on the shoreline.
Who said I can't swim? I'm a scuba diver.
Our next beach we checked out was Thunder Bay. We didn't even have this next beach on our itinerary for the day, but it was such a great find. There is a parking lot with plenty of free parking right off the road, a jerk chicken restaurant right on the beach. We even got lucky to hear live music, which was so much fun. There's a beach bar, Thunder Bay Beach Bar. You can get snacks and drinks.
That's right there.
One more thing like that happened.
The water is really calm and really good for swimming.
Yep.
There's lots of fish.
Fish. No rocks.
No rocks, soft sand.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Terry from the block. I used to have a little, now I got a lot. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got.
What that man say?
Who's that man? We just met that man.
Bad man. How is she keeping? Safe and sound. What did she teach you? Don't bend down. So at the beginning you could say anything, it doesn't matter.
In our search to find a rum shop, which didn't happen unfortunately, we ran into Kirt's Beach Bar. This was also not on our list for the day, but sometimes the best experiences you have in a trip are the ones you didn't plan. This was such an awesome place to watch the sunset and swim right off the road. Wouldn't you want to stay here all day, have a beer, take a nap, and take in this view? Yep. Be sure to tell Kirt we sent you there.
That might be think twice, fine. Think again.
Welcome to Kirt's Bar, the best bar in the world.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on our third beautiful day in our daytime driving tour of Barbados. Thanks guys so much for watching. We hope this gives you some inspiration in planning your trip to this beautiful island. And hopefully you get out of your comfort zone and rent a car while you're here. It truly is the best way to explore the island on your own time. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next video on the highlights of Barbados, where we will include more beaches, food, and some nightlife.